Today on Mike Attempts, tractor radiator leak repair. The other day, I noticed a small puddle of antifreeze under the front of my tractor. Upon closer inspection, the radiator seems to be leaking from somewhere in the top right corner. The ears on the petcock are broken, so I'll have to remove the whole drain plug. With all necessary fasteners removed, I'm able to take off the sheet metal. Two nuts and two hoses are all that's securing the radiator. Groove joint pliers help to break free the hose connections. The fan shroud screws were a pain to remove, but I eventually got them all. I sealed up the holes with some rubber gloves. With my air compressor regulator set to about 10 psi, I was able to pressurize the radiator via the overflow tube. Then I just sprayed on some soapy water and looked for bubbles. The only leak I could find seems to be coming from an area that was previously repaired. I can only assume the original repair was performed by my dad or grandpa well over 40 years ago. I cleaned the area the best I could with a wire brush. I globbed on some flux paste to help with oxidation and fired up the propane torch. At first, I was paranoid that I was going to melt more holes in the radiator, so I tried to heat the metal slowly and used thin electrical solder. I quickly realized the entire radiator was made out of copper and brass, so I felt more confident that I wasn't going to make it worse. And then I made it worse. I was able to fix the leak on the edge, but in the process, I created new leaks on either side. With that lesson learned, I proceeded with some standard pipe solder and less caution. I also positioned the radiator upside down so the solder puddle would pool around the tube. It's getting better. Third time's the charm. These threads need some love, but the studs are not easily removable. A thread file should fix them right up. If you'd like to know more, check out my thread file video. They turned out great. I filled the radiator with white vinegar and let it sit for a few days. Flushed it out with a garden hose and sprayed on some paint. I also tried to straighten out any bent fins. The old fan shroud screws were ruined, so I picked up some new ones. These thin rubber pads are in pretty bad shape, so I'm going to make some replacements. After marking the bolt holes, I used a scrap piece of copper pipe to cut holes in the rubber. I slipped the new pads over the radiator studs and reinstalled it. New nuts and washers with replacement rubber pads. I filled the radiator with coolant, checked for leaks, and reattached the sheet metal. After starting the tractor, I needed to top it off. The coolant should be just slightly above the top of the tubes. This 7 psi radiator cap has been on the tractor since I got it, but I picked up a new one because I think it's only supposed to be 4 psi. I think I got off pretty easy on this repair. I've heard that aluminum radiators are much harder to work on, so if mine had been aluminum, I would have tried JB Weld instead. Feel free to rate this video, add your comments and questions below, and subscribe for more.